Of course, Ian Rappaport with the breaking Aaron Rodgers trade news during my recording hour.
Inside, and a beauty! Hall running free! Brees Hall inside the 10! He's gonna score!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and sorry for the late breaking news, but I was doing my content and editing for other stuff, wasn't even on Twitter, but Ian Rappaport with a really honestly big piece of news. And this is the tweet. After a dormant couple of weeks, the Jets and Packers recently re-engaged on trade talks surrounding star quarterback Aaron Rodgers, sources say. A deal is not imminent, but the two sides are at least talking with hopes that a deal can get finally done by this week. This is actually a pretty interesting piece of news and worthy of talking about, even though I've kind of put like a hiatus of talking about Aaron Rodgers. This is actually something that kind of matters because this is exactly what I think a lot of Jets fans and a lot of, sane, rational people who are having conversations about the Rodgers and Jets-Packers trade conversation understand, right? You had your crazy Jets fans who were ultra panic mode. Oh my God, go get Lamar Jackson. And then you had your crazy Packers fans that are like, just send him to San Francisco for a fourth round pick. Who cares? And then you had some sane people on both sides who were like, what's the rush? Why do the Packers need to get rid of him now? Why do the Jets need to have him now? It helps the NFL because there's more clicks and more talk when Aaron Rodgers is involved, and having a New York team spotlighting the media circles and conversations is always good for everybody. It's good for Green Bay Packers because it seems, and I don't understand this, but there seems to not be a lot of hope in like this upcoming season. And I'm like, dude, the NFC's bad. Like, they could be competitive, but the Green Bay Packers get to be a part of the conversation, as well in the national media conversation constantly. The offseason is kind of dead time, so the NFL gets to continue running and having a story that's, continuously talked about, and that's good for everybody involved. And like a lot of people have said, the real soft-ish deadline is day 2 of the NFL draft. We all know that 13 was never going to be a part of the conversation when it came to Aaron Rodgers, but getting a deal done closer to the draft always seemed like the right move. Let the players and let the teams really figure out what their cap situation are. Have these conversations with these players. Have these conversations with agents and certain things to create the moves that we all know are going to happen. Because for the Green Bay Packers, their offseason starts really when Aaron Rodgers gets traded, because they're finally going to be in their cap situation. And they're going to know what picks they have and what players they have, if there's a player involved in the trade. And then the same thing goes with the New York Jets. We're going to know what picks we have, how much money we're going to have, and so on and so forth. And so I think ultimately the thing that I think everybody needs to realize is that this is going to be a situation where both teams walk away kind of as winners and both teams walk away kind of as losers. For New York Jets fans, there's a realistic possibility that we might not be in love with the trade compensation for what we gave up for Aaron Rodgers. And the same thing's going to go for the Green Bay Packers fans. There's probably going to be a little bit of a sentiment of like, we didn't get enough for Aaron Rodgers. And that's fine. I'd rather both teams feel like they walked away with value. And that's what a trade should be like. Both teams should walk away feeling like they won the day. And the best way to do that is if both teams can also feel like they lost the day walking away. And so let's see what happens. They keep saying this week, but until the trade actually happens, I'm just going to keep my same thing going on. I know that he's going to be a Jet eventually. That's really it. My expectation is Thursday night, after day 1 of the draft, we're going to hear breaking news. Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the New York Jets for pick 43, a second-round pick in next year's that can turn into a first, dependent, like if we make it to an AFC championship. And then Aaron Rodgers is to the Jets with a third-round pick condition in 2025. I still think that's what the trade is going to be. I think that makes a ton of sense for both sides. I think everybody wins and everybody loses in that situation. Probably plus a player if you're looking at the Green Bay Packers, whether that's Corey Davis, whether that's Bryce Huff, whether that's Denzel Mims, something along those lines. I think one of those kind kinds of players is going. I think if the most likely scenario is probably Corey Davis. They've shown interest there. They have they need a veteran wide receiver, and it really opens up 15 for the Green Bay Packers, because right now it's really like written almost in permanent marker that they're really interested in JSN, and getting a guy like a Corey Davis really kind of eliminates and alleviates that need. And now they can go in a couple of different directions, whether that's if one of the edge rushers falls, whether that's Dalton Kincaid or Michael Mayer or whatever, getting a relatively premier asset in Corey Davis, like a guy who's widely considered to still be a really good wide receiver in the NFL, helps alleviate that and gets Jordan Love a weapon. But then, like, Bryce Huff is a third down specialist, fastest get off in the NFL, really, really good edge rusher, and could be given a full-time role at the edge position in Green Bay. Who knows what's going to happen? Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the news from Ian Rappaport. And last but not least, go Jets.